Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we are taking a look at another holiday favorite as we take a look at The Santa Claus 2, starring Tim Allen. And stay tuned for a bonus story as we took a look at another holiday short as we take a look at Santa's Workshop. And if you are enjoying these episodes, I do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new episode. Now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we are covering The Santa Claus 2. This movie was released on October 23rd, 2002. It was directed by Michael Lembeck. The screenplay was by Don Reimer, Cinco Paul, Ken Dureo, Ed Decter, and John J. Strauss. The production companies were Walt Disney Pictures and Outlaw Production and Boxing Cat Films, and it was distributed by Buena Vista Distribution. The budget for this movie was $65 million, and it did a box office return of $172.9. In terms of the production history, in July of 2000, it was announced that Disney was moving forward with a Santa Claus sequel. The film would be shot in both Vancouver and Burnaby, BC, and originally the title was called The Santa Claus 2: The Escape Clause. However, this was shortly dropped to become just The Santa Claus 2. Trailers were attached to both releases of The Emperor's New Groove and 102 Dalmatians, and they would also release a soundtrack on November 5th, 2002, with the highlight feature being a music video by Hilary Duff with the track Santa Claus Lane. In terms of the cast, you have Tim Allen, who plays Scott Calvin, aka Santa Claus, Elizabeth Mitchell, who plays Principal Carol Newman, Wendy Crewson, who plays Laura Miller, David Krumholtz, who plays Bernard, Peter Boyle, who plays Father Time, Kevin Pollak, who plays Cupid, and Aisha Tyler, who plays Mother Nature. In terms of the plot, Scott Calvin has been Santa Claus for the past 8 years, and his loyal elves consider him the best Santa ever. But he's got problems, such as a mysterious weight loss, and he discovers that his son Charlie has landed on this year's naughty list. Desperate to help him, Scott heads back home, putting together a substitute Santa in charge of the North Pole. But when the substitute institutes some strange reinterpretations of the naughty list, Scott must return with a new bag of magic to save Christmas. So in terms of recommending this movie, this one was an interesting one because it's almost divided into two different films. So the first half of the film is where Scott learned that he must get married in order for him to remain Santa Claus. And then the last little bit of the movie is kind of the elves and Santa must come together to defeat this imposter Santa Claus. I almost wish the whole movie was the marrying the Mrs. Claus type thing, because I felt like that was a stronger story than the last part with the toy Santa. But I get in terms of a family-oriented movie that they needed a little bit more action towards the end. Definitely really like Tim Allen's performance in this. Thought it was really good. Wasn't as strong as the first one. You can definitely tell he was held back a little bit in terms of the more adult comedy, but this one seems to be more family friendly. But definitely recommend this one. It's a great holiday movie for the whole family, so one that kind of gets you into the mood for the spirit of Christmas. So as we look forward to our bonus short, we're going to take a look at Santa's Workshop. This was released on December 10th, 1932, and it was directed by Wilfred Jackson. The production company was Walt Disney Pictures, and it was distributed by United Artists. In terms of the plot, some elves are cleaning Santa's sleigh and reindeer while singing and preparing for Santa's sleigh on Christmas Eve. In his workshop, Santa reads through each letter sent from every boy and girl asking for toys. Santa's elves also hurry to help finish the toys, which come to life and march into Santa's bag so he can embark on his journey around the world. In terms of some trivia about this short would inspire a sequel cartoon called The Nightmare Before Christmas that would be The Night Before Christmas, not Nightmare. The Night Before Christmas, which would be released a year later. And in Sweden and Norway, this short is part of a yearly special called From All of Us to All of You. And this short was actually also the first short to use RCA's photo phone synchronized sound. And then this short would be released on VHS, Walt Disney Christmas, and Disney Treasure DVDs, as well as the Disney Treasure set, More Silly Symphonies. So thank you so much for joining us here on this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. I would love for anyone to please leave a comment below on what they think of the Santa Claus 2, as well as if you've seen the short Santa's Workshop. Would love to hear what your opinion of it is. So as we look forward to our next holiday favorite movie, we're going to be taking a look at one that was just recently released when we take a look at Nutcrackers. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.